Nowadays, Marvel Universe is the biggest comic book universe in terms of the number of contents. Every now and then, they either release a $200 million budget movie or a new season of a TV series. Some of them receive good reviews from the fans and some get the worst reactions of all time. Anyway, I have a huge confession to make, and it is about the writing of one of the TV series of Marvel called Loki.
Mr. Bradley, I have a confession to make.
Confession?
For those who haven't watched this, from the name you can easily guess that this series is about Loki, the god of mischief.
I am a god, you dull creature!
Here comes the confession. I believe Loki has the most well-written conversation in any Marvel content. I absolutely love the writing of Loki.
Give me the Tesseract or I'll gut you like a fish, Casey.
What's a fish?
What's a fish?
How do you not know what a fish is?
I lived my entire life behind a desk.
But what difference does it make?
I'm not saying all other Marvel content has bad writing. There are some great writings that can be seen in Spider-Man 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and Netflix Daredevil series, but Loki's conversation scenes are way too good.
You weren't born to be king, Loki. You were born to cause pain and suffering and death. That's how it is. That's how it was. That's how it will be.
Let me explain what I mean by well-written scenes. There are two different kinds of writing used in Marvel movies and series, and there are good reasons for that. In an average Marvel movie, they spend $200 to $250 million. Most Marvel movies maintain the time limit of 2 hours. Spider-Man Far From Home, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Doctor Strange, all those movies have a time length of around 2 hours. Movies like Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, where all the superheroes meet and do stuff together, need more than 2 hours. But a normal average Marvel movie has a 2-hour screen time, and Marvel maintains a format in this 2-hour runtime. They write these movies in a way so that they can have 3 to 5 major action set pieces in those 2 hours. They focus the most on these action set pieces because those are the main attraction of these big budget movies. Normal audiences mainly want to see some over the top big action scenes, so they spend most of their budget on those. Very few times they actually focus on the writing. Most of the time these tactics work like a charm and the movie turns out to be a commercial success. But in the TV series format, that is a whole different scenario. Most Marvel series maintain a 50-minute to 1-hour runtime per episode, and an average Marvel series has 5 to 8 episodes. So that means the total runtime turns out to be 5 to 7 hours. Marvel doesn't make low budget content. On average, they spend $150 million per season of their TV shows too. But then again, in TV shows, they have to make 5 to 7 hours of content with $150 million, which is almost 3 times the runtime compared to movies, and the budget is 50 to 100 million less. So what can they do to justify the runtime? You cannot get away with just 3 to 5 good action set pieces for a season. There comes the writing part.
Right.
That's why in those series it is very important to have some well-written dialogue-based scenes to fill the episode's runtime. Most TV shows focus on writing more than the movies, but Loki is something else. In movies, when characters meet, they only have the time to talk about the main plot points or their internal motivations to justify their characters. Most movies do not have a real conversation which has a lot of depth. Don't get me wrong, movies have some really witty moments like this which can be achieved with good writing.
I'm gonna ask you this one time. Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
But in movies, there is hardly a scene where characters have a deep conversation about their existential crisis like this scene in Loki.
Because if you think too hard about where any of us came from, who we truly are, it sounds kind of ridiculous. Existence is chaos. Nothing makes any sense, so we try to make some sense of it.
Or this scene when Loki is so very vulnerable and says this.
I crave attention because I'm a narcissist. And I suppose it's because I'm scared of being alone.
Or this brilliant scene when they made Loki the real unknown plane hijacker known as DB Cooper. This is a real scenario where a guy hijacked a plane and jumped with a parachute. Even with a 45-year active investigation, still nobody knows who was that hijacker. They took the real story and merged with the character of Loki. It was just pure genius.
I can't can't believe you were D.B. Cooper. Come on.
I was young and I lost a bet to Thor.
Let me tell you another interesting fact that will make you fall in love with the level of attention to detail in the Loki TV show's writing. After the jumping escape of the real hijacker, some of the ransom money was found on the banks of the Columbia River. When Loki jumps and disappears, you can see some money flying out. That level of attention to detail is just amazing. Any scene with Loki and Agent Mobius is a joy to watch. Both Tom Hiddleston and Wayne Wilson have a phenomenal chemistry in this show. The way they talk to each other or react to each other's lines is just extraordinary. I absolutely love when they have a real conversation that is not there just to push the story to the next chapter, but which has also focused a lot on the character development. Loki needed this very much because before this series, Loki was just a goofball and a typical plain villain who just wants to dominate the world. Just a cliche villain with the goal of world domination.
You will all fall before me.
But in this series, the writers made Loki a three-dimensional character. They added so many layers to this character and made Loki one of the most favorite characters in the Marvel universe. There is hardly another character who had the luxury of having this quality writing. This is similar to the writing of Rocket of Guardian of the Galaxy 3. James Gunn wrote Rocket with such greatness in this movie that I was left speechless. Michael Waldron is the head writer of Loki and he did a similar fantastic job. Before Loki, he worked on the phenomenal TV show called Rick and Morty, which is a show that contains super strong writing.
I'm better than your brother. I'm a version of your brother you can trust when he says don't run. Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV.
Certainly, his quality of writing has reached big people and he's now writing the next Avengers movie called Avengers Secret Wars. He's also writing a Star Wars project. It feels great to know a great writer is reaching places because most of the time big budget movies lack good writing. I'm eagerly waiting for the second season of Loki. The trailer looks pretty good. Let's hope this season will have beautiful writing too. What is your most favorite scene from season 1? Let me know in the comment. That was it for today. Subscribe to our channel if you like this video and leave a like which helps us a lot in growing. Until next time, tada!